Yeah. There is he. Cool.
Hello,
Hi,
Isaac.
Ken.
Hello, Isaac.
Mm.
Yeah, feels good to it feels good to be here again. It's for the second time, and I want to thank you for the last time we had a chat, a longer chat, and it really helped me a lot.
Good. Please, it's like, to me, it's just a question of pointing someone at what they always have known. So it's like, and what a privilege, where there's an interest and the willingness to explore until seeing happens. Just a huge delight.
Yeah, because your approach is so um, comes natural without all the without all the stuff around it. Like it's amazing how much words there is to say about what something that is
So simple.
simple and obvious in many ways
Mm.
and gets neglected, as you said.
Mm.
But at the same time, I understand that we need to look at it from every angle because, it, as you said, it's so easy to um, think that whatever happens is happening to me, to a
Mm.
person.
Mm.
And the thing is, once you become a father and you have your own kids, and you, by your programming, start to turn them into this society as I mean, the
Mm.
individuals like a person.
Yeah.
And I guess, and it's not easy to talk about these stuff with children because they are so curious of everything. That was an issue that I thought about. Uh, I used to think about, but I guess it also comes down to some sort of letting go of that too, because if we want to get in there,
Absolutely. 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 This is the thing. It's like there's a natural nervous system to nervous system communication that goes on that you don't have to do anything for. So if your nervous system, when I say your nerve, or this nervous system, however we want to speak it, knows peace, that can communicate itself to the kids without words. And it will.
yeah,
If your system doesn't know it, it can't communicate it because it just doesn't know it. So for most of us, our parents or caregivers didn't have that information. They didn't have the information that all is well, that all is just as it is. So our system picked up from their nervous system. You could say habits of judgment, of defending, of a whole bunch of automatic responses that didn't matter what they spoke with words. That was what their nervous system was doing, and our nervous system picked it up.
yeah.
So as your system, because as the interest is just rest, as peace, love itself matures and deepens, that naturally just is communicated.
Yeah.
In many of us, there's this, out of love, there's this idea of wanting to be a good parent.
Mm-hmm.
And that actually gets in the way. It's the essence is, I would say, like how we were raised and conditioned was to see everything as objects. So, and that's inherent in language. So, at a certain stage of our development, we was taught tree, mom, dad, and everything was turned into objects because that's what the filter that was being looked through. But if you look, it's never a tree because it's treeing. It's a verb. And actually it's an experience appearing in us. So it's not external and it's not an object. It's a living, changing, experiencing.
Yeah.
And we're not separate from the tree because we breathe out and we breathe in what it's breathing out, and it's all connected. It's just like we can know that here, but there's a way of like being in life where there's just so clear that everything is one field. It's just like so. The more that's a lived experiencing, the more the kids get exposed to it. It's just like it is, and it's but our conditioning is, it's so interesting. We meet someone and within about 30 seconds, there's been research done it, we get an opinion of that person, and from then on we never relate to that person again. We relate to our opinion or our impression, you would say.
Yeah.
And that includes our partners, our parents, our children. It's weird. So it's like, then it's how do we start to meet fresh? Like, really, wow, who is this here in front of me? And what's the direct experience of me? Not going through the filters of what I think, but it's like, because if you look in this moment, what you call Isaac, you see something, you hear a certain quality of voice, and you sense something in you.
Yeah.
And all of that gets labeled as Isaac. So there's also like the capacity of recognizing patterns that are still playing here, all of that. But none of that is who I am, actually, because who I am is awareness. You can't say what it is.
Yeah.
So somebody's ideas of you or your own ideas of you aren't who you are by any means. And everybody has a different idea or feeling. It's like, so that which you are is you can't say what that is. It's not definable. It's not tangible. It's just it's that in which everything appears.
Yeah. I've started to notice that everything that I experience, everything that I see, the so-called objects, are, in fact, if you look closer with the being, they are it's hard to put into words, but because I was walking in the woods right before this satsang, and I sat on a rock and meditated.
Yeah.
deep into the woods, and yeah, of course, I heard everything that I usually don't hear.
Mhm.
All the different birds and all the
Mhm.
drops of water,
Mhm.
everything. It was a
Mhm.
symphony.
Yeah.
And I absolutely knew that everything that I was hearing and sensing, feeling, it was God,
Mhm.
including me.
Mhm.
And and it was the knowing that if everything is God, including me, the senses, the sounds, everything, then there is no separation of anything. And then when I stood up and started to walk away, the trees looked a little bit different,
Mhm.
and the leaves and the colors. And be, because I was willing to wholeheartedly be there and let go, I
Mhm.
felt that the tree and I were not separate actually.
Yeah, and that's why, in indigenous cultures, a lot of times they talk about all our relations. The trees, the birds, they all our relations. They're all
Yeah.
our family. Yeah. And just another way of trying to describe what you're speaking about. It's, yeah.
So instead of rushing and going my way, I accepted that I wanted to get closer to a particular tree, and I went
Mhm.
closer and I put my hands on it, and I felt so much intimacy between me and the
Mhm.
tree. And
Mhm.
it was so funny you mentioned a tree, and then you mentioned also you can feel it is breathing, and I felt
Mhm.
it was alive and was breathing.
Mhm.
A much, much,
Mhm.
much deeper sense of
Yeah.
togetherness, oneness with the
Yeah.
with nature.
Yeah. Another way to point at the same thing is ultimately we live in a field of information. Like what we call the universe has different frequencies, just different information.
Yeah,
And that shows up as sensations. Our senses pick up on that information. Usually, almost always, it gets interpreted through the conditioning and the trauma, and we end up with the perception. But once that quietens down, then there's just this, yeah, information, yeah, the way it doesn't really have a beginning or an end. Yeah, it's everywhere, it's nowhere. It's just you can't really find the boundary between awareness and experiencing and or sensations. It's all just,
yeah.
yeah.
I also listened to an older interview you did a long time ago that where you explained that if you even look closer at your breath and your
Mhm.
body, where does your body end and where does it
Mhm.
begin?
Mhm.
Is it connected? Is your breath and the body and everything
Mhm.
just one?
Mhm.
And if you're honest with that, it is
Mhm.
actually just one.
Mhm.
And it because this feels so solid,
Mhm.
and that's a different form, you separate it. You the
Yeah,
mind
well,
puts a
we've
separation.
been taught that that a body is a noun, but we can see it's a verb. It's bodying. It's changing every second. Millions of cells are dying. Millions of new ones are coming.
Yeah,
It's completely interactive with light, with heat, with water, with everything. No, it's like
yeah.
it's a dance. It's a dance of life. You could call it. It's just
You know, in the Tao talks about the way. The way in Tao is just a translation of what Tao means. Is the way, and the way is God, basically.
Mhm.
So this and they want they talk about being in flow with
Mhm.
what is.
Mhm.
And we talked about last time about practical matters like meditations, what you should do, and stuff like that. And a lot of the times, that is not with the flow. Because people like myself, for a long time, I was forcing those stuff.
I understand.
It's
With
become,
with the motivation of getting somewhere.
yes.
Yeah,
And that is the obstacle.
exactly.
So still, the message that is sent, it's so difficult to find the truth in what is taught out there. They talk about meditation, yoga, do this, do that, breathing techniques, all those stuff, but it's a hindrance upon a hindrance upon a hindrance upon a hindrance. Because what they're not saying correctly is it has to be a natural movement of oneness. You cannot sit and imitate being a meditator, which I was taught that I was supposed to do that, and doing mantras and thinking like and concentrate on the breath and just go back to the breath. Okay, I get it. If I sit for 3 hours, somewhere in there, the mind will shut down and you feel more oneness. But the Tao talks about if you want to be like water, if you want to be in the flow, you have to get out the way. You have to be.
So I would turn it backwards and say, try to be not in the flow. See if it's possible.
Theoretically, it's impossible.
It's impossible. Once you play and you see that's impossible. So there's nothing that needs to be done, basically.
The imagination of that, like when you are practicing something and you're actually not doing the right thing while sitting there because you're somewhere else in your head.
I understand.
The comparison that we do when it comes to awakening with others that are drilling into people's head that, oh, I had thousands of satoris and without those big bangs and flashes and all that fireworks, you won't get there. And like that creates an obstacle.
Very much so. See,
it's not helping at all.
No, it's interesting because, in this love affair, it's like there's a deep interest. There's such a yearning, and it's like, so then we meet someone and maybe they have the capacity to show us something that is of value. And oftentimes then there's a gratefulness that comes, and then thinking we're on the right track by staying with and keeping down that track. But it's a trap.
Yeah.
Because it's a trap. So it's like there's been, it's like this. I saw a beautiful writing from Ramana where he was talking about people say, I surrender. And then at some point recognizing that it's not theirs to do. It's not, it's not up to them. It's never been their domain, so to speak. It's all out of their hands, so to speak. And that's true surrender, is to see that it is like that already.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. Someone practices for 20 years and they said that if you don't do those practices, you won't get there.
Yeah.
And that is, it's clearly the ego talking.
Mm-hmm.
It's the ego that is projecting out that because I sacrificed so much of myself, I got there. But the real sacrifice is the surrender.
Yeah.
And the reason we need to
Is
practice.
even seeing there is no one to surrender. It's not a doing
Yes,
surrender.
exactly. But it takes so much effort and time for so many, including me, to realize, what am I? Who is this? Who is this that is doing all of this stuff?
Yeah, yeah.
Who is this imaginary figure that is sitting here and doing all these practices to get somewhere, while our essence in God is already here and saying, relax, relax. That is what pulled me closer to you, is that exactly because I felt, why should I sit in front of an altar of somebody else, another somebody, while I am looking to be a nobody?
Not seeing that you're already a nobody.
And not even seeing that I'm already, and that is making me to somebody.
Yeah.
Like, it's all a trap. Subtle traps. Because the ego is extremely clever. Because it's the pattern, it's all the training, millions of years of survival. Just when it comes to family and kids and all that, yeah, the more we, because what I have difficulty with sometimes is the parenting part of it, when it gets challenging, like when they don't listen, when they don't make it really difficult. And yeah, I want to be just in the moment and just try to be calm, but still have like my boundaries for them. I guess it's just a practice, a reminder of that. Okay, so what I say to myself is, who is here? What is here? What is here in this room? What is here? And it brings me right back to nobody. The answer is nobody's here. But still the drama and everything is ongoing in our household.
Nothing wrong with drama. Drama will reveal whatever needs to be seen. Drama arises and you just, who's aware of this drama? I am.
Yeah.
Who am I? There's nothing you have to do about the drama, really and truly. It's just old patterns playing out. And nothing, really nothing to do.
A great example was my boy is 5 years old. He triggers me a lot because of he's starting to act up, and he imitates a lot of his friends. And anyways, that's what they do when they grow up. But there's a kid that I don't like so much because he's a little bit of a bully type, and my boy is shy, and so because of his survival instincts, he imitates this kid when he comes home. He takes his behavior with him.
Let's just slow that down a bit, because it doesn't sound like much, but the way it got spoken was, he triggers me.
Yeah, the patterns in me.
Okay, so let's just make that distinction. So patterns get touched.
Yeah, patterns, absolutely.
What's the difference between saying he triggers me and patterns get touched?
Oh, it's a huge difference.
Okay, so just explore that. So instead of that he's triggering you, it's just patterns getting touched, vibrated, you could say. And that brings up an opportunity, because those patterns then are available to be seen.
Yeah.
When we say it triggers me, there's no capacity to see those patterns. Yeah. It becomes about me and me needing to do something or change. But just recognizing, look, okay, sure, yeah, there's patterns playing. To say there's no patterns playing, that would be I don't, it seems to me absurd. It's patterns playing, okay.
Yeah.
So
What is
triggering, yeah.
so what is my role? Should I just be more aware of the patterns that are coming up and are playing
So
through me?
it's not a role. I would say there's a deep love affair with beingness.
That is the part of beingness one usually don't like. Like, why are these patterns so stubborn? Like, they don't want to.
So patterns come up. Okay, these have been around. We can say they're my patterns, but really, if you look, they were inherited, they were conditioned, they were passed down generation upon generation. So it's just an opportunity for these patterns that have troubled man, womankind forever to get seen, to get met for the first time,
Mm,
gently, not trying to change, not trying to fix.
mm,
Okay, this is something happens, and there's a sense that there's something wrong. There's a sense that I need to do something. In that moment, there's you could say, taking on a identity as
yeah,
being a father,
yeah.
and not feeling clean in it, not feeling uncomfortable in it actually, and then wanting to get your son to see something, or rather than just like, oh, something touched in me, and if it's free in me, your son will pick that up.
Mm,
So
mm,
just a gentle noticing. What do we have really in this love affair? We hear, and we can just discern there's something tightens up, what we call triggering.
mm,
Something goes into resistance. And with it, the idea that something should be different.
mm,
And the conviction, something definitely should be different. How do I know? Because I don't feel good.
mm. Yeah, yeah. Wanting to change, wanting to
Yeah,
get rid of that pattern.
exactly. Wanting to feel different.
Yeah, and because of it, I keep it locked without
Mhm.
letting it just be released.
I wouldn't say that you do that. I would say that would be an unconscious
Yeah, I'm conscious, yeah.
pattern playing.
But I'm definitely conscious of it more and more.
There's a consciousness that there's something, like you used the word trigger, there's something activated.
Yeah.
Yeah. The usual thing is I'm activated. Then you see, no, actually, it's not me. It's just there's some old information that's getting an opportunity to get seen. So every bit of discomfort is actually an opportunity.
Yeah, that was
It's,
exactly my question.
yeah, it's not nothing to get rid of, nothing to change. It's just, wow, thank you.
Mm, mm. So Ramesh Balsaka was correct when he said there's no doer. They're just happenings.
Yeah, it's interesting because I also met Ramesh, and
Oh,
it's somebody says that, and you can hear the truth of it, but it's how does it really stick? It's like, how do you get the direct experience and you see it for yourself? That's interesting to me.
yeah, I experimented with it a little bit. I let go some days and things were just happening anyways. You just let go. You just
Mhm.
go about your day and you're just totally open.
Mhm.
And stuff comes and thoughts comes and ideas come and some manifest and some don't and you get wow. That
Mhm.
thought came and I didn't do anything and it manifested.
Mhm.
I wanted to paint our house, and the thought came. I don't have the money, I don't have the budget, and everything just manifested accordingly, and it got done.
Mhm.
Change the windows. I didn't act on it, and it just okay. Now somebody's asking me about it, and I answered him, and then everything spiraled and it happened,
Mhm.
and it was like I was just watching it, and that was the that was when I experienced the happenings by themselves when we are actually just being aware.
Mhm.
Life goes on. It's not that you get isolated and in a vacuum and nothing ever happens. Stuff happens. Your life continues.
Yeah.
We're not in a cave. Like everything keeps unfolding. It's amazing. I'm making progress. Thank you.
Mustafa.
Hi, Isaac.
Hi, Mustafa.
Few moments with the invitation.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm good. Duration.
Hi.
Duration and then Judith. Hi, Duration.
Just rest a moment or two.
deeper question would be what's always at rest.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I have a glimpse of this. No,
We're just
I
asking the
don't know.
question. We're just asking the question. We're not looking for a glimpse. We're not looking for anything. We just
Say again, somebody, just
Okay.
a minute, sorry.
no problem. So the question, what's always at rest,
Yeah,
isn't trying to get anywhere. Or it's
Yeah.
just a question. What is always, and then it's not about a glimpse. It's not about just an inquiry directly into that, which is always at rest.
mm, mm,
Not dependent on whether there's activation in the system, not dependent on thought, not dependent on anything.
mm. Schatz, nicht jetzt. Just a minute, please. Sorry. Mm. Mm. Mm.
Judith, can you wave your hand for a second?
Yeah.
Cool. And if there's time markers afterwards, let's see. Judith now.
Yeah. Wow, there is a touch from the inquiry with Cameron. And I guess here as well, there's the fear to feel the abandonment rules somehow. Ah,
So I know you know this, and so we just sing like
mm,
we can speak about you abandoning you, but that's not exactly accurate. Or like the universe abandoning you, that doesn't make sense either.
yeah.
So we can see there's a Fata Morgana or some way that seems to be real.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's doing it. It's something we all know. It's like
Yes.
it's pretty generic. It's not personal to you.
And yet
we
there's
just-
somehow a felt sense, and I can't even,
Yeah,
but it is somehow a very deep felt sense. I don't know.
yeah. I get it. I understand. Yeah.
Mm,
So all now look, it's coming up, and it's
Yeah.
an opportunity. That's all. We're not trying to get rid of it.
no.
It's not personal. We've seen that.
Yeah, it's just here. Just here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just here.
And somehow it has to be related to some sense of I. Because awareness doesn't feel abandoned. That's
No,
clear.
this is true.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's clear.
Yeah, beautiful. So we're not denying it. We're not jumping over it. We just
No.
yeah.
Just giving it space, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, whatever it is. So somewhere in that sense of I, there's
Yes.
like a feeling sense. It's like who knows if it's from childhood or from in the womb or intergeneration. We don't know. All we know is that there's some sense of the world abandoned. Yeah?
Yeah.
And then just really watching if there's anything in us that goes along with that, that believes it, or it's like we're just playing, we're just exploring.
Yeah.
So there's awareness here. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And then the thought or some feeling sense of not getting what we need or not getting what we want, or that's has an existential quality to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. And again, if we have to look at man, womankind and see how prevalent that is, you scratch the surface, almost anyone who thinks there's someone that's there.
Yeah.
It's clear. Yeah. And if, in a certain sense, the other side is I'm freedom itself, I'm that in which even this appears. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It feels
Yeah,
like that. There's a
yeah.
holding
Mm. Yeah.
of this. Yeah. There's more rest coming
Oh, beautiful.
in. Yeah.
And that feeling sense, would you say it's an adult organization, a young one?
Young. Very,
Young one.
very,
Okay.
very.
Yeah, just a young one. Yeah, that never got the information it needed.
And
Some
perhaps
kind of
even of coming on earth already, that gives that sense
Yeah,
of abandonment. Huh?
yeah.
It's just so deep ingrained in something. Wow, it is beautiful to give this so much space without
Yeah.
this
Grabbing it, trying to
Yeah,
fix it.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Really feel the gentleness in it. Belly filling up.
Just feels like love flow to me. If I have to
Yeah.
put a word on that.
Mm. Full again. And enjoyment is coming. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm. Thank you, Isaac.
Mm.
Thank you. Mm.
Marcus, we at 7:30, but I'm happy to spend a few moments with you. So
Okay,
whatever
thank you.
time. Yeah. 9:30.
Yeah, I just wanted to rest with you. The
That's
system seems to be quite activated, and you said there's something always resting, and I'm very much interested in this. Thank you.
On a practical note, starting Monday, the the week-long celebration will happen. So there won't be open meetings for that week, just so that you're aware. There's plenty of space if anyone wants to participate in the celebration. And there's information on our website if that's of interest. Well, thank you for hosting. Thank you, beloved, for being here.